This NBA season came down to the final game to determine the full playoff picture. The three-way race for first in the West came down to OKC taking the first seed, finishing 57 and 25. With the playoffs starting, I thought it would be a fun idea to try and predict the outcome of the 2024 NBA playoffs. My goal was to find a common denominator between NBA champions and NBA Finals participants. The first denominator was finding the average amount of wins for each NBA champion in a full 82-game season. NBA champions won on average 59 games. There have been 93 teams in NBA history that have won 59 or more games. 41 of those 93 made the finals, but only 27 teams managed to win the championship. Now, the Boston Celtics won over 59 games this season, but I do not think the Celtics are going to win the championship. If not the Celtics, then who? Since only one team has met the criteria of 59 or more wins, I expanded the average to each NBA Finals participant. Each NBA Finals participant had an average of 57 wins, just 2 shy of the championship average. Disclaimer: anyone on any given day in any given series in any given season can win. That is just the true nature. But instead of focusing on a minute detail, the stronger teams tend to win more and are more likely to come on top. Not every champion has won 59 or more games, nor has winning 59 games guaranteed the championship, but that is about the average amount of wins for each NBA champion. With that being said, let's take a look at the current standings. From what we can see here, there are 3 teams that finished above 57 wins: the Boston Celtics, the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Denver Nuggets. The Timberwolves are only 1 game off. There have been multiple champions that have won with less than 57 wins, which is a valid point, but just to condense it down to one champion, I gotta eliminate everyone under 57 wins. The Nuggets are defending champions looking to repeat. They finished second in the Western Conference. Although they did lose the tiebreaker, they finished with 4 more wins than they did last season. Only 2 teams have managed in the 82-game era to win back-to-back, having more wins than the previous season. They seem as healthy as they can, and they did not take a step back as most champions tend to do. 9 teams have repeated, so history does look to favor them. However, the caveat is they will face the Lakers in the first round. How that series exactly ends up is unknown. Could the Lakers come back with a vengeance to dethrone the new Kings, or will this just be another team fall into the new Nuggets dynasty? Looking back, the Nuggets repeatedly came up short every year until they were finally able to get over the hump. The Nuggets, led by 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic, are more experienced and the best team in my opinion. They should find their way to represent the Western Conference and, in my opinion, win the NBA championship and go back-to-back. The Boston Celtics look to finally get over the hump in the Jason Tatum era. They finished first in the Eastern Conference, 14 games ahead of the next closest, New York Knicks, with 50 wins. This is the 7th postseason for Tatum, who has slowly over time made the progress to compete but has fallen short each season. 64 wins is an amazing feat, and they fall in the category of good enough to win, but will they finish? The Celtics are the favorites to win, but the question for them is, can they get over the hump? The Boston Celtics should represent the East in the finals with its wide margin of victories, but geez, did the Celtics have terrible losses that I think they never fixed those problems. Teams as good as Boston should not just lose to lose. They either get outplayed or underperform, and a lot of the losses were very underperforming. Not only are they underperforming losses, but they are also losing to their direct competitors: the Thunder, the Nuggets, Knicks, Bucks, Clippers. They are beating teams they should beat, but they are also losing to teams that they should not be losing to. Even though they have a great amount of wins, even though they are a great team wins-wise, I do not think they are the best team. The Oklahoma City Thunder are in the same boat. Drafting high in multiple drafts finally has led them to regular season success, but they have not proven nor have playoff experiences that I think will ultimately decide their fate. Last year, they suffered a terrible loss in the play-in, which I think will forecast their fate in this playoffs. There is a big difference between a game in December, in April, May, and June. The stakes get higher every game. The lack of playoff experience will definitely show against proven seasoned teams such as the Nuggets, Clippers, and Mavs. I'm unsure when they will go home, but to represent the West, in my opinion, is a long shot. While on average an NBA champion wins 59 games, winning the championship requires a lot more than just wins. Injuries and luck are part of the equation. 41 teams have managed to make the finals under the 57 win mark, but only 14 teams have managed to win the title. Of those 14 teams, only 5 are able to raise a trophy under 50 wins. Most recently, the 1995 Houston Rockets. It's been almost 3 decades. The most recent team to make the finals under 50 wins was the Miami Heat, thanks to the play-in tournament. It is possible for teams to win not meeting the 57 win criteria, but it shows that more wins equals more success. The teams that fall in this category are the Clippers, Mavericks, and the Knicks. These teams will have to defy the most odds, by not only just making the finals, but no team in NBA history has won with exactly 50 or 51 wins. Only 7 teams managed a finals appearance, but all came up short. Only 2 teams managed this feat in the 21st century, the Boston Celtics twice, and the LeBron James-led Cavaliers 3 times. Not only will they have to defy the wins odds, the Clippers have never won, so it would be even more unprecedented. Meanwhile, they do have a lot of seasoned vets, including NBA champion Kawhi Leonard, but he may be sidelined with a knee swelling, but they do have big names even though they are older and seasoned to make a run. The Mavs have Luka and Kyrie, but have not won since 2011, led by Hall of Famer Dirk Nowitzki. Luka Doncic finished the season near a triple-double split, and his new sidekick Kyrie Irving, who is as seasoned as it gets, winning an NBA champion in 2016, it isn't a better pairing in terms of talent to make a deep run. Kyrie Irving replaces departed Jalen Brunson, who in his own way has led the Knicks to a 50-win season, majority in a solo role. The Knicks have not won since 1973. Every one of these teams will have to defy the most odds, and if they do win, it'll be one to remember, but it will be a tall task, as they have the talent but they are not the best teams in the league. Dark horses to make the finals, especially if they are able to conquer their own conferences. But what about the rest of the teams? While these teams have severely underperformed win total-wise, surprisingly, these teams have a better chance to win. Of the remaining field, my 2 favorites in this category are the Lakers with the LeBron bias and the 76ers if Joel Embiid is healthy. The Lakers and the 76ers are both in the same situation. If their best player actually shows up, these teams can go all the way. I'm more specifically talking about Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, 2 of the most talented bigs who are highly capable of being the best players in the league, but consistently fail to show up. At this point, these guys are just not reliable, but for whatever reason, if they show up and drop the numbers they need to drop to win, they're unstoppable and they can go all the way. Literally, they are the only ones that stop themselves, and it's crazy and annoying because they're just so talented. But if someone is going to defy all the odds, it will be one of these teams. In conclusion, the Boston Celtics' 64-win season puts them into the finals representing the East. The Knicks could go, but Brunson is going to have to carry like Walt Frazier did in 1973. That is the only way. The rest of the East is just accepting their seasons. In the West, my pick to win it all is the Denver Nuggets. They're healthy, they're great, and they have improved wins-wise to repeat, which is impressive. Teams usually take a step back. Most important, they know what it takes to win. The rest of the field, I believe, just have not proven enough this season and in prior seasons to win it all or represent the respective conference. Any team can win, and in my opinion, the better team always wins. I wish every team the best and hope for the best playoff basketball.